Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first installment of my playthrough of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. with Domino here. I have recorded another episode. That will probably be the next episode because now we're butting up against Con of Heroes, which I will be at, and so I will not try to focus on getting something out for that day that fits in between these two. I have the Thunderbolts episode coming up next, but here we are. We're taking on Black Widow, and I have decided that while I like her gameplay, I wanted to mix it up just a little bit, so I have swapped out the two modular encounter sets for Goblin Gear and Ransacked Armory, partially because you get a lot of weapons. We get a couple small minions, but then we've got some weapons and some tech and stuff. And then the overlap for Ransacked Armory was the fact that Limitless Supply is a side scheme that gives all tech attachments gain surge. So there is some just general overlap of what they do. I thought that was pretty cool. Just give Black Widow, some nice weapons and kind of like give her a little bit more of like a retro feel, kind of bring her back to the Rise of Red Skull and Sinister Motives, which are already 3 years and plus in the rear window. But yeah, we're not going to change it up too much else. I am playing with Standard 3, something I don't normally do only because Pursued by the Past is cool, and I like that it kind of ensures that you're going to see your... Oh, this goes in later. It ensures that you're going to see your Nemesis minion, but especially for gameplay footage, this does become just one more thing to keep track of, and I'll fully admit that I probably play worse when I'm describing every thought that goes through my head so that you all know what I'm thinking, that this is just one more thing to keep track of. And so that's why I very sparingly use it, but we'll be using it today. I do need to search for a minion, and I guess I will keep it simple. I will grab a commando because I can get around the quick strike. And then I think that's just about the only thing that matters. So we're just going to put my obligation in here, give it one more shuffle, cut it once. There we go. All right. So looking a little dark over here. Okay, this looks fine. I'm not too concerned, but always thinking about everything. Okay, so we got a aim commando in play, 1 scheme, 2 attack, 3 health, quick strike. Let's see, we're going to flip this over. And then just for anybody who's kind of unaware, this is also a little refresher for me. The main scheme, the Widow's Web, goes up by X, where X is the stage number. I think I might have even played that wrong last time. I don't remember. I don't even know if I got to the second stage of her. If this is completed, we lose the game. But then starts at 2. And the important thing here is that we've got Black Widow, who has a forced interrupt of when a character you control attacks Black Widow, remove 1 threat from the main scheme, ignoring any crisis icons in play. Discard the top card of the encounter deck and resolve each preparation ability on that card. So I guess also importantly, when I picked the modular encounter sets, I tried to not go... I don't think I matched it card for card in terms of card count, but I didn't want to dilute this too much to kind of like advantageously turn this off. Although, to be fair, I also gave her a lot of items that are going to be pretty good for her. So my hope is that all balances out. But basically, we're going to try to rush this down and then just try to like take her out. She's got 13 hit points. Her next stage, I think, has like 15, maybe 17. We'll get there. I won't spoil that for myself. And then I'm playing with Domino. 3 recovery, alter ego. I can put a card from my hand and swap it with the top card of my discard pile. And then on the other side, she plays with wild resources a lot. And we will get into that. And Pursued by the Past is just a countdown clock to a Shadow of the Past variant. I think that's everything. Let's get going. Oops. Nope. That is 6. Okay, so opening hand. I do like Wolverine, and I will say that I kind of explained this in the last episode. This deck is built around trying to make Wolverine and Legion as strong as possible, so something like that. Okay, actually, let's think this over. Okay, I want Wolverine and I want Strength. I don't know that I need that I need enraged. In fact, enraged might only be detrimental at this point. I guess the other question is, okay, so let's just say we have this and 2 other cards. So we could, in theory, with 6-card hand, we could, in theory, with our 6-card hand, play out like this. This could be what we're doing. It's just playing these 2 cards out with whatever our other cards are. So I will take Enraged, and maybe Enraged will be something that I'm adding on the second turn, because really, like, Wolverine can just take out the Commando. So I'll keep these 3 and I'll toss these. I mean, I'd like to keep Boot Camp, but I just... Maybe we'll get that on the next go around. Or actually, let's play this correctly. Let's put that on top. So I could, in theory, swap a card in my hand for that. 1, 2, 3. Boy, this is just a hand of riches. Okay, so I mean, I really like Weapon X. That's really powerful. But I could just do this. And actually, okay, wait. That. Keep Legion. Yeah, well, maybe that's what our first turn will look like. Do I want to swap with Boot Camp? I don't think I do. Okay, so let's go into the turn. Oops, I forgot this. And Quick Strike, we already covered that. Nothing there. Okay, so let's move into our first turn here. So we are going to play out Wolverine using our 2 double resources. And, oh, I actually see a line of play here now. Okay, cool. So we're going to do that. Then we are going to swap Enraged with Energy. And at that point, we can play out Legion. Very good, very good. All right, and now we've sort of like left ourselves here. I'm not going to be able to use Domino special ability on the other side, but I think we're probably fine there. So we are going to flip over the Domino. Well, 1 scheme, 2 attack, 3 defense. And when counting resources on cards discarded from the top of your deck, count wild resources twice, and also the action of choose a card in your hand, swap that card with the top of your deck, limit once per round. So this just allows you to know what's going to be up top here. But we're not going to be able to play into that, but that doesn't really matter, because what we are going to do, and actually that's really strong with Legion. I'm not concerned about Legion right now. So we're going to use Wolverine to take out the Commando. We are going to then do Legion, 1/1 stats, 3 health, and importantly, printed resource. So after Legion uses a basic power, discard the top card of your deck. If that has a printed resource, is Energy, Genius, and Physical. So Energy will deal 2 damage to an enemy. Mental will remove 2 threat from a scheme, which is actually advantageous here. Oh, I haven't done that yet. No, I don't want to do that. And then Physical is heal 2 damage from Legion. So he's actually got 2 damage on him. I should have done that too. So in a perfect scenario, I would use his ability and we would just take away all the threat. But actually, let's do that. Let's try to get the threat all taken out so that all we have to worry about is the 1 threat that will come up next turn. So we're going to thwart for 1. And we'll take the top card, which is an energy resource, deals 2 damage to an enemy. That's not an attack, so I will put that 2 damage right there. Losing Sharpshooter, which is a little disappointing. And then we will attack Black Widow. We'll remove the last one. And the preparation, okay. Place 1 threat on each scheme. Well, there you go. Okay, but the attack still happens, so she goes down to 9. I only pause because there is one that basically negates all damage. And then at that point, so you're supposed to take a consequential damage. 1 there. All right, and then we end our turn. Oops. Draw 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I can envision playing this out. I can envision putting this back on top because it was returned to my hand. All right, then this goes up by 1, right back where we started. Black Widow goes to attack me. I don't want to sack any of these, so I will just take the 1 damage. Actually, do I care about that? I don't care about 1 damage. Okay, so we got the night vision goggles. So first of all, she attacks for 4. Go down to 5. And then the oh wait, no, the preparation really doesn't matter. I'm sorry. We're just doing that. Okay. I'm so used to that being the boost ability that I'm happy that I did not hit that. That would have been pretty bad. So I do take a subsequent amount of damage, and then we get Tech Gauntlets out of Ransacked Armory. So it is attached to a minion with the most remaining hit points. If you cannot discard, gain Surge. Oh, I didn't even consider that. This actually goes to a minion. Okay, so it would have made them bulkier. So we Surge into Evil Alliance out of Standard 3. When revealed, each Nemesis minion in play activates against you. If no minions activated this way, place 3 pursuit counters on Pursued by the Past. So here we are 1 pursuit counter away from our Nemesis minion coming into play. So that is a pretty radical turn. It's pretty rough, but I think we can continue on with our plan. So I'm going to put Digging Deep back on top, swap it with Game Time. Okay, so Game Time cares about training. I don't have any training. He heals by 1. You stay where you're at. So this is a wild, so it's not going to affect Legion. So I do think it's probably best to get out my pistol, which I will. Psylocke is so good. I'm pretty good on allies right now, so I'm not concerned. So I'm going to do that. Pay with that. Then, so my pistols are weapons that are restricted. Exhaust. Domino's pistols, choose an enemy and discard the top card of the deck. Deal 1 damage to that enemy for each resource icon discarded this way. So we know this is going to be 2. So we are going to attack. We're going to trigger her Forced Interrupt. This will go back to my hand because Digging Deep goes back to your hand. And we're going to resolve this. So we're going to take this down by 1. Then we're going to... I could have done that. But oh, no, but I already knew what the top card was. So we're not going to, yeah. We're going to try to do the least amount of backing up we can. Not a preparation. Okay, so the attack goes through for 2, brings her down to 7. And then we will have Wolverine attack for 3. This will move the last one. Preparation, attach this card to Black Widow. Still happens, bring her down to 4. And we've got the Black Widow's Gauntlet attached to Black Widow. She gains Retaliate 1. Okay, so that does mean that means that Wolverine goes away because Retaliate 1 would have been there because this is an interrupt. So Wolverine goes away. But okay, so he gets Retaliate 1. Hero response: after a character you control attacks Black Widow, if no preparation ability was resolved, discard this card. Okay, so she gets +1 attack, and she has Retaliate, and I need to hopefully not hit her a preparation ability. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to play out Diamondback. I can exhaust her to deal 1 damage to her and discard the top card of my deck. Deal 1 damage to each enemy for each resource icon discarded this way. So we're probably going to save her and not use her ability right away just because it's not going to do me a lot of good. But that is the preferred way I'd like to use her. I don't really want to just attack and thwart for 1. Legion at this point is safe to just attack. And the response is a wild resource. So that doesn't do anything for Legion. So he just attacks for 1, brings her down to 3. And it takes a consequential damage. I really hope that because I looked this up last time, consequential damage is the last thing that happens. So we do have the chance to get the physical resource to heal him back up. And then at this point, I guess Domino will just attack for 2, bringing her down to 1. That was fast. And we will do I want to switch over. Do I want to flip to Alter Ego? Get back Probability Field on my next turn. That does sound very appealing because Probability Field is going to be powerful. I think we can overcome the extra threat that will be added. So let's run it back up. 6, 1, 2, 5, 6. Ooh, jackpotting on Legion sounds really good. And that gives him hit points. Okay, yeah, so I actually really like this hand. I can get probability field back and play out attack training onto Legion and put Jackpot on top once I've flipped back over and just use all of his abilities. Yeah, that sounds like a great turn. Let me just think here. That would be that. So I can even play out a good workout or probability field. Okay. Because one of these cards will just go into the discard pile. Okay. So we move here. This gets 1 threat back. Then she schemes at a base of 2. 3, 4. So this goes up to 5. So we are going to be fighting against her preparations a lot. But frankly, I'd like to take multiple chances at trying to get the gauntlets to go away. My counter card is Smoke Bombs. Attached to the villain, 2 uses. And after the villain attacks you, remove 1 pumpkin bomb from here. Discard 1 event from your hand with the lowest cost. Plus 1 attack. Okay, so let's just see here. Let's move these over a little bit. We'll put both of her attachments onto her. Just there we go. Okay, so all right, pretty simple there. Okay, so yeah, this will just once the counters are gone, uses it'll just go away. So that's not a really big concern for me. All right, so now we're gonna try to. Does my plan change? Put this on. Swap. I don't think my plan changes here. I think it's going to be a little messy, just with how much threat is there. But at the same time, I'm not worried about this threading out because I'm actually like my attacks are helping to work my way through this. I'm now thinking that I should probably be open to the fact that Diamondback may just use her ability because it doesn't count as an attack, or maybe I will attack. But either way, use her once and then use her as a defense because there's so much attack here. And I'll be pushing Black Widow into stage 2. So yeah, real quick, we'll put probability field back into my hand. And I don't know that War Room is going to do me a lot of good in this encounter. There are a healthy amount of minions, but I feel like there's better things I can be doing. Then we will recover 3, just get me back up to 8. We'll flip. And then we will swap Jackpot with the top card of my deck, which is Outlaw. Cool, more allies. Not really meant to be an ally swarm deck. It's really focused on 2 allies, but we're getting a lot of allies here. Then, before we forget, we're going to have Legion attack. That's going to remove a counter from here. And we're really hoping to not hit a preparation. Concussive bombs. So we don't. So after a character you control attacks Black Widow with no preparation ability was resolved, discard this card after resolving the retaliate keyword. Oh, you're right. Okay. So we do this in response. And that means that he will end up with 1 on him, but we're going to deal 2 damage to to the villain, which actually, how does this time out? Okay, let me think about this. So I guess it really doesn't matter because he's attacking for 1 and she's at 1. So let's just say that I think in terms of timing, the 2 damage hits her. She flips over. I'm going to honor retaliate because this isn't like the Marauders or something, a multi-villain scenario where that villain goes away. This is still the same villain. I'm going to say the retaliate still happens, but I believe the retaliate is one of the last things that happens, like alongside consequential damage. Remove 2 threat from a scheme. This goes down to 2. Excellent. I should really be ready to just ready him back up. Then heal 2 damage. So he was at 2. He goes down to 0. Then consequential damage. Then retaliate 1. He's back up there. This gets shuffled back in. We are going through the deck very quickly. And just a cut. All right. Then. Oh, I should have put the attack training on him to give him that. Not that that matters. Okay, so we have moved to the next stage. He has 16, so I I was right. It was somewhere between 15 and 17. It was exactly between 15 and 17. Okay, so then we are going to... Oh, did I do retaliate? I didn't do retaliate on her last attack. Okay, so then I am going to... Okay, so I think I'm going to keep this in my hand because it's not going to do me any good in this turn, but a good workout would do me a lot of good. So I'm still going to continue on with my plan where I go and put attack training onto Legion. I should have done this before, but this does help because we're working against retaliate. So now he's got 5 health. Then I'm going to do a good workout. Move that. This is all interrupts. So, preparation, deal 1 damage to each character you control. Alright, so that's gonna not complicate things too much, but definitely makes my plan with Diamondback. I'm happy I didn't attack with Diamondback, I'll say that much. It's down to 6. Okay, so we've done the preparation ability. Oh, this goes away. This has gone away because we didn't do that. Okay, so I don't even need to worry about the retaliate. Okay, so after the retaliate keyword has resolved. Okay, so we do that. 4 damage plus 2 more brings her down to 10. We are going to just move through this super quick, I hope. And then I'm not going to attack with her. I will do the pistols, which will remove the last one. After this attack, stun the attacking character. So you will get stunned. But the damage, okay, sorry, we already did that. The damage from the pistols is another 2. So we're bringing her down to 8. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use her as a shield just to keep Domino good. Plus now we have to contend with the stun counter. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this next turn is going to be pretty good. Play out the pistols. So, okay, my next turn is exhaust her to get rid of the stun. Play out the pistols. Put Jackpot back on. Yeah, this is going to be a good turn. Oh my gosh, put Jackpot back on top to heal Legion back up. Oh, wow, this fingers crossed. This is going to be a good turn. We're going to have a good time here. All right. Oh, I forgot about this. I did this last time. Okay, so technically this should actually have 1. We should have done her ability 1 more time. Yeah, because that didn't change, but I did overlook that last time. And she changed this time, so the only attack was the Black Widow, or sorry, the pistols attack. Okay, so we've burned through that. Okay, so now we add 2 threat. Happy I caught that. If I had played through Black Widow 2 times and even noted this in the last video and not done anything about it, I would have felt real dumb. Okay, so we've done that. Then she goes to attack. We remove one of these counters. We are going to be defending with Diamondback. Move one of these counters. An event from my hand. Okay, so that's fine because I don't need it. So she's attacking for 3. 4. Yep, that's fine. Diamondback is just gone. And my encounter card is Grappling Hook. Attached to Black Widow. When a player plays an event card, cancel its effects and discard this card. Discard it. Sorry, we're discarding the event. Then discard this card. Okay. That's fine because I don't know that I'm going to need events. Okay. So my turn starts. I exhaust the stun. I swap Jackpot with the top card of my deck, which is a attack training. 1 per ally. Okay. Then, boy oh boy, I really hope that this attack does not get negated by the top card. So we're going to have Legion attack for 2. This is going to go down. and no preparation. We have gotten super lucky. I hope I didn't. I honestly hope I did not dilute the deck too much. So then we hit jackpot. We deal 2 damage to an enemy. So that's going to be 4 total. Really? Yeah, 4 total. Puts her down to 4. Remove 2 threat from a scheme. Clear that off. And heal 2 damage. So he goes down to 1. Then he gets his consequential damage. Goes back up to 2. We already did his actual attack damage. He was at 8, took 2, then took another 2. This shuffles back in. Yeah, this is... I feel like we are I feel like this is just a win right here. Okay, so then we play out the pistol. None of this matters. We exhaust this pistol. Now, there's not something I'm forgetting here. We did not play an event, so we're not concerned about that. We have that cleared, so the attacks don't matter. Yeah. Jackpot. Okay. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to leave it and I'm going to go about the shuffling. She goes down to 1, and the other thing goes off. We've defeated her. Cool. That was a quick game. Wow. I love this box. I love these scenarios, and Domino is just killing it. That was awesome. That was a good game for Domino, and I'm happy that this deck is mostly doing what it's setting out to do. I definitely know that I'm focusing my attention on Wolverine and Legion because they can both heal back damage, and Legion plays very well with Jackpot, obviously. But yeah, I will see you all in the next video. Thanks.